Hi and welcome to another gear review. My name is Anjay and today we are looking at the Donner Viper volume and expression pedal. If you don't know, Donner are an effects manufacturer and guitar and music gear manufacturer in China, I believe. They produce kind of budget, affordable effects yeah, I thought I'd give this a go. They're well known for their small effects. You can tell it's quite a small box. It's not like one of your big sort of expression pedals and wah pedals and things you'd expect normally. It's quite light as well, so I'm interested to see what it looks like. It's about £32–33 on Amazon. Yeah, let's see what we get. Quite tightly packaged in there. Get it out of the box. Got a little instruction manual that tells you something about the pedal. The input impedance for the volume mode is 100 kiloohms and the pot resistance for the expression mode is 10 kiloohms, and I'll go on to explain about those differences in a moment. So let's get into the actual pedal itself. There we are. It is upside down. It is very light, but it feels pretty solid. It's a plastic, quite thick plastic. Bit stiff, but it's brand new, so that'll ease off. Got your input and your output jacks. Yeah, not much more you can say about it. It looks pretty sturdy, nice and small, so it fits into your effects board quite easily. Quick word on the fact that it's a two-function pedal. So the first thing is it's a volume pedal. So if you put it in your effects chain, wherever you put it, it will act a bit like your volume control on your guitar. So heel back and it'll turn the volume off, heel forward and back to full volume. If you put it at the beginning of your effects chain, then it works very much like your guitar. So as you roll off, you'll start to lose some of the gain and some of the crunch as the input to the effects chain lowers. If you put it at the end of your effects chain, then it'll act a bit more like a master volume, just turning down all of the effects at once. Now, the other thing that it does is it automatically detects if it is being used as an expression pedal. And what that means is if you've got a effects pedal that takes an expression pedal, this will take the role of one of the knobs. So for instance, on a phaser or a flanger, it might replace the depth. So you can control the depth with your foot, a bit like a wah pedal. I don't have any pedals that need an expression pedal, so this will just be a review on the volume pedal. So without further ado, I will get set up and we'll have a little play with it. Okay, so I'm all set up. I've got the guitar going into the pedal, which goes into the Vox headphone amp because I have no USB interface, which goes into the computer and also into a Smoky amp as a monitor. So what I wanted to do was, had a couple of days now to play with the pedal, with the Donner Viper, and I'm sorry, all I want to do is go name the film. Take you through a couple of the sounds with it and then give you my opinion. Now, for those of you who don't know, in this position the volume pedal acts very, very similarly to the volume controller on the guitar. So if it is all the way forwards, you get sound. If it is all the way backwards, it's all the way back, you get no sound. Also, as with the volume control on the guitar, if you roll it back a bit on a single coil, I'm on the neck here, you get that kind of crunch, that you get less signal through, so it's a bit of a crunch. And you roll all the way on, you get the full sound. Well, the same thing happens with the pedal. If you roll halfway up or so, then all the way up. So you can see how it kind of works in the signal chain. One of the things you might have seen Joe Bonamassa do is using the volume control on his guitar to kind of give you a violin-like sound where the volume goes from quiet to loud rather than the normal guitar loud to quiet. So, and I'm not trying to be him here, but things like now easy enough to do that kind of stuff, but anything quicker than that becomes quite difficult. With a pedal like this, you can do it as if you're using a wah pedal, so you've got your foot controlling the whole thing. And I really like that kind of ability just to play with the volume in real time rather than having to mess around with the controller down here. Just gives you that bit more opportunity to express yourself with the guitar. But yeah, I mean, that's it. It's a volume pedal. It's not the most glamorous pedal in the world. I think volume pedals get a really bad rap because they're not the first thing you think of. It's not a distortion, it's not an echo, it's not a chorus or a modulator. It just controls volume. It just does what the volume controller on the guitar does. But actually, I think if you've got one, you'll know that they are really versatile. So that's it from the demo. There's not much really to show. It goes on and off. Up next will be my kind of verdict on the pedal itself. So the question remains, is the Donner Viper any good? And in a short answer, yes, it is really good. Much better than I expected, actually. You know, despite its diminutive dimensions, the fact that it's made of plastic, the fact that it's really quite cheap, affordable, it does what it's meant to do, and it does it pretty well. It's got a decent sweep on it. It doesn't feel like an on-off switch. It's sturdy. I've kicked it around the house. My 6-year-old's played with it. I've played with it. You know, we've surfed on it, jumped up and down on it, and it still comes out fighting. I love the design. I love the colour. For a home recorder like myself, where space is a premium, you don't want to be carrying, or you don't want to be packing away, you know, massive sort of pedals like this. Then it becomes very practical for you. If you are doing small gigs, you know, having something this size can be really useful because it just fits in a gig bag really easily. So yeah, absolutely, really, really good piece of kit. I would say that if you're doing a larger stage, you probably want something bigger than this, just purely because the fact this could get lost. And if you have larger feet, it takes a bit of getting used to because the heel of your foot, it can hit the ground before the back of the pedal's down. But again, you get used to that quite quickly. So yeah, if you're on a budget, got limited space, then you could do a lot worse than the Donner Viper. And if I was to give it a mark out of 5, I would say 4, 4.5 quite happily. Yeah, not bad, Donner, not bad. I hope you found that interesting and useful. If you did, please comment, please like, please subscribe. If you want to get in touch, I'll put some details in the description, but Twitter's the quickest way, @DaveRage. If you've got anything you want reviewed, please do let me know, because I want to do a lot more of these in the future. But until then, keep on playing, and I'll see you soon.